What is up and welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna work on the motor again. Anyways, last episode we went ahead and we worked on the engine block itself. We put in some sensors. We realized we need another sensor plug that we ordered, and we put on these beautiful guys right here. The TGV deletes, so they're all torqued up. I just torqued them up, made sure they're all good to go. We got OEM gaskets in there. The injectors are all ready to go. So we also did fuel lines from the intake manifold. So today I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing up some of the lines here, working on some more hosing because I still got to figure that completely out. Maybe putting the exhaust on that we did a while ago, and then we'll be also maybe putting on this guy. We'll see. I said we were going to do that last time and we didn't, just because everything takes so much longer when you're working on cars. So I think the first order of business is going to be figuring out these guys, all these PCV lines that go around and eliminate all the pressure. You know what they do. At least I think you guys know what they do. Anyway, so all these guys right here, we're gonna figure them out. So let's kind of go check them out. I have two clamps here, and it's this main guy right here and this main guy. I think I found them. So this one goes like this from this rear one up to here, and that's so you can get the intake through. So I think we're good here. And then this guy goes from here right to here, and it connects with this line. So that should be all good to go. So I've got these two clamps here. They're gonna go one here and one here. And then I don't know where these clamps went, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find them. If I can't find them, we've got these worm gear hose clamps. So they should be on just kind of like that. There we go. So we have both of them on. They're nice and attached. These clamps, you guys know, if you've ever worked with Subaru, I think Toyota uses them. A couple different companies use them. They're an absolute pain to use. I hate them. But I got them on here, and then I used the nice worm gear ones that we bought a while ago for a different thing, but I decided just to use them here. And same on the other side, got the worm gear here and got the stock one right here. So I'm going to try to figure out some more hoses and stuff and figure out exactly what I want to do, then I'll catch up with you guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing two things right now. The first and foremost is the intake. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this guy, our harness that we taped up, and mounting it on the intake because we have all the new rubber lines for the injector system. So those are all done. I'm just going to go across and make sure that Adrian tightened them all. I'm sure he did. He's more professional at this than me, but I just wanted to make sure. So I'll check that, see if that's good. And then if that's good, we will toss on these guys with the harness. So these are like the little trays for the harness itself. Toss it on here. And then the next thing, before we put this guy on, I just want to do that, is we're going to put on the headers and stuff actually, which I have one stud that is sitting in rust bath right now, and that's going to be put on. So we're going to put on the headers, and then I'll see about putting on the up pipe. We'll see. We do got fresh new gaskets, as I said. We got fresh new gaskets for anything that has gaskets. So there we go. Header gaskets, and then that is up pipe gasket, and that is the other up pipe gasket. So we got to put those on when we put on the up pipe. But first and foremost, as I said, it is the harness mounted on the intake. So the wiring harness is now zip tied here, 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 and over there. I had to look at my old video, to figure this out. I think it's correct, but we'll see, I guess. So it's time to mount it. Should be pretty self-explanatory, so it should be that. So there we go. It wasn't too difficult, just a bolt here and here. I assume that mounts somewhere else, probably on the car, maybe. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go. The only issue is, I think there might be a little bit of problem mounting this, is there's a fuel line right down there, and it's a little bit close. Actually, wait, never mind. You know what that is? That's evap. We don't even need to worry about that, guys. We'll cap that off actually right now, just make sure nothing gets in there, but that is an evap. As you guys already know, we're completely deleting evap and emissions on this car because, well, it doesn't work anyways, so we're taking it out. I'm not saying it doesn't work as in it doesn't help save the environment. It doesn't work on this car because it's damaged. So we're actually just capping off that line. So we can just put a couple caps on it and leave it like that. There we go, we have our intake manifold all ready to go with the harness hooked up now. I also did cap off that line, so it's this guy right here. Actually, there's a cap on, and then there's a cap right there. So that's just emissions. It runs from the back of the car or the charcoal canister. It actually runs all the way up to the front of the car, it runs through here, and then goes into, this is where your intake is actually. So this portion actually has the intake, or sorry, wrong way. This way it comes through. So this would attach to your intake and burn those fumes that are coming from the gas tank. But unfortunately, because it doesn't work, that is useless. So cap that off, and then we'll also cap it off on the intake hose once we have it. But as I said, the next thing is going to be flipping this guy over, and we're going to install our just previously wrapped header, up pipe, and all that fun stuff. So I'll flip her over, and now it's time to install it. I also noticed we forgot to put this on, so I have the wrong clips for here. So this hose I'm gonna move to here, I think, and put the correct hose here, because this hose is a lot cleaner. The little clips for this guy actually have like little protectants, and I just put those in a rust bath because I just found them over there, so I won't put those on, and it's a lot easier to find. So we'll also put those on, and then I'm just going to touch up some paint here when we put it on, and then essentially the bottom's all ready to go. There is that plate that goes here that kind of protects rocks from getting in the flywheel. Yeah, so mine's broken, so it was useless anyway, so I'm not going to put that back on. So those pieces are gone there too. So essentially, yeah, it's time to drop the headers on. I'm just going to shine a light down there, make sure there's nothing in the valves, and then we are good to go. Also, oh, there's some tape on there. I got to clean that up. I also got to make sure that these are all good, so I'll just wire brush them before we put them on. So we'll put on the headers in a second, and then we'll torque them down to spec, and then I think we should probably put on the up pipe. Yeah, let's put on the up pipe after that. So first thing we got to do is put these new gaskets on. Of course, always install new gaskets if you're under here. Those gaskets I had on before were absolute trash anyways. Okay, there we go. So everything is ready. So we're gonna drop one of the gaskets on. They're the same gasket for the same side, so it really doesn't matter where they go. And there we go. So now it's just time to toss up all the nuts and torque them down. I believe the torque spec is 29.8 something, 29.8 maybe. Close enough. Anyways, we're gonna put these on and tighten them down, and then we are good to go on the headers. Actually starting to look like an engine now. So we got this guy all installed and ready to go. It's solid on there. The new gaskets are in there, mating surfaces were cleaned, and it's now torqued down to the spec on the manual. So we are all good to go there. So there's a couple things I'm going to do down here now. We're going to switch out this guy, put it on here, and then leave that guy for when I get it cleaned up. I just want to make sure this is all good. Yeah, it looks all good. And then this guy, so the dipstick, just going to be fixed. And then I'm going to fix these couple paint spots that are kind of chipping off. There we go, we got the coolant line. We got all the little spots fixed up. There we go, we have it flipped back over. It's ready to go. I think with this, it's time to take these out and put on the intake manifold. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these out, put the intake manifold on, torque them, and then figure out all these hoses, or maybe do these hoses then torque them on, because we're gonna have to shuffle it around, I bet, while we're doing these hoses. Never mind, change of plans. So I wanted to paint the hardware black, and it was sitting under the engine, so I didn't actually see it. So it is being painted black right now. So what we're gonna do is mount this guy. We're gonna mount the up pipe to the exhaust, because why not? We have the bolts. They don't need to be painted. And all it does is 2 bolts right here and here in a gasket, and we're good. So, kind of like that. Anyways, I'll mount that and done. Wait a minute, why isn't it there? So when I went and picked up gaskets at Subaru, I said all the exhaust gaskets from the engine to the turbo. What did I get? I got not what I needed. So I was going through my gasket pile here, which is conveniently on my rad, which is not a good idea, but we're just gonna send it. And I was like, I have 2 turbo inlets and not one up pipe one. So yeah, that happened. So I guess I need to go to Subaru, be like, where's my gasket, guys? Because I need it. So yeah, that we're not installing the up pipe, I guess. It's just sitting right there. But anyways, I think it's getting pretty late. I painted those bolts, so those are waiting so we can put the intake manifold on next video. And then hopefully we'll get that turbo gasket soon. But we're gonna probably leave it there, I think. Anyways, that is gonna be the end of today's video. We finally got the engine actually looking like an engine. We got a lot of stuff on here. We got the exhaust, we got this on, we've got the TVGs torqued down, so we're looking good, guys. So really, it's putting on a couple more big things, like you have the intake manifold, and then the turbo, and that's essentially it. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, and stay humble.